Hey, g'day team, Daryl here. Welcome back to my vlog. This week I've got a pretty raw subject to share with you, a little bit depth about some challenges and struggles that I've faced with or dealt with, or tried to at least, over my life, and it's related to alcohol and what some might call addiction to alcohol. I've wrestled with sharing this, to be fair, but more recently I've been inspired by a good mate of mine, Glenn, who lives in Wanaka, who's dealt with the alcohol demon himself, and inspired me to kind of share my story, having seen him recently just tripping to Antarctica. I kind of want to focus on it with three or four areas, and we'll see how that goes. I think a lot of the time I was wrestling with alcohol abuse or use was because I was kind of in this zone of wanting to control or feel comfortable about life. But when I think about that, I'd shut down my ability to learn and grow, and was trapped in that comfort zone by a fear of sort of stepping out, if you like, making excuses. I was afraid of failure, so I needed something to kind of soften the blow, so to speak. You know, I was always thinking about what others thought of me, and doing this, holy shit, is a big thing. I don't really get what anyone else thinks. I'm just sharing this, and it will help me, I know that, and perhaps by me sharing it'll help others. Look, I've been a lifelong learner and have grown a lot with those things. But recently, or certainly leading up to Christmas, I was getting back into some old habits die hard, so they say, related to alcohol. Back in about 2008, I completely stopped drinking and went on a massive health kick and spent about 5.5 years off the booze, and was feeling pretty good. A whole lot of things had changed in my life, and it was successful and living what lots of people thought was a good life. I moved down to Dunedin during that period and carried on, but leaned in and got some other challenges that were really deeply personal to me, and sought the solace of alcohol to kind of bring me back into that comfort zone. Now, you might ask, well, why the hell are you sharing this with us, Daz? Well, getting fit and healthy in my 50s, like I've shared with you previously, has become hugely important to me. I've forgotten a lot of things that I was doing, and needed to get back in line and in the zone with living a fit and healthy life. And alcohol, just fundamentally, consuming alcohol in any sort of quantity isn't fit and healthy. Now, there'll be people out there that tell you, yeah, in moderation, and there's some health benefits there and there, left, right, and centre. Well, yeah, that may be the case, but for me, there is an all in or all out. So if you're on the having a beer, I kind of, well, it's 6. It's not just 1 or 2. And ultimately, what's the point? For me, what the point was, well, is get a buzz. So look, that had to change. And through the course of knocking off the alcohol and getting clear-headed and changing my approach to my nutrition and my hydration with my water, and I've lost 7.5 kilos. You want to know something? I've done very little exercise over and above the top of that. You know, I'm still managing coming back to any form of exercise with a hip replacement that was done in August last year, so I've got to kind of take that rather cautiously. But ultimately, being fit and healthy and losing the weight that I was seeking to do can be done without a huge amount of exercise. But I attribute that to getting off the piss and really clearing my mind and working through that. Now, there are some areas in terms of when you're looking at alcohol and thinking about that, there are great physical effects of drinking alcohol in excess. Now, in excess would be more 2 or 3 standard drinks at any one time. Even that's getting over the top. It's going to increase your risk of liver disease and things like cirrhosis, high chance of developing cardiovascular issues. I just didn't want that. I'd spent so long focused on being physically fit and healthy, and to slip back into these other habits because of what some people refer to as an addictive personality. I'm not sure I buy into that notion per se, but I am one of those people that are all in or all out, and for me, I got to the point it's got to be all out. Look, I had this reinforced just recently, reading a Huffington Post article that came up on my Instagram feed, and it was a woman in her 50s talking about what she had done to silence or keep down her husband's challenges with alcohol. She didn't speak about it, she didn't share about it, and she was long suffering. But the one thing that she said that hit home to me was that she used to roll over in bed at night and withdraw from her husband because of the sour stench of alcohol oozing from his body and breath and so forth. And I just sat there and went, shit. Washed of guilt and shame, knowing that I'd put, my wife through that situation more than once. And so for me, that sealed the deal. Alcohol has got to go and stay gone. I've been off for about 25 days now, feeling really good about myself, getting motivated and starting to pick up the pace with other things in my life. And so I'd strongly encourage anyone that's considering it to look at it. Don't seek opportunity to consume alcohol and look for benefits to do so. Think of all the stuff it doesn't do for you. It makes you feel tired, it makes you feel drowsy, it makes you make excuses. There's a raft of things that's feckin' expensive. $70, $100, $150 a week. My God, people would cry out that kind of money in their pocket. And so for me, it's just, put a pin in it and notch it up for life's experience. And to kind of put some context around this, it's been a long, hard road. I still recall having the first sip of beer when I was, wasn't even probably 10, sitting at a family outing on a boat in the Waitemata Harbour in Auckland. I can still recall it being a double brown beer, and back then I probably didn't think anything of it, 8 or 9, no idea, but that led me to want more, and then 40 years later, struggling and looking to not drink alcohol. That Huffington Post nailed it. But one other thing, we've just been travelling as well. I think as a society, we tend to celebrate alcohol in ways that you don't even notice. And what I twigged to, we walked into a number of gift shops and stuff as you're travelling around the country just to kind of see if there's anything worth buying or whatever, or maybe I'm just following Leslie and my wife into the gift shop, so I won't tell you the full story there. But I was looking around and there are things like coasters. If this coaster is empty, please get Dad a beer. There's wine things on the wall, and there's all these kind of celebrations or just make it, but you don't see these things about any other illicit drug. We're striving to ban smoking. You don't see smoking advertised. Alcohol is just as big a evil as those things. And if you're into it, this isn't me telling you stop doing it. This is just me sharing about my challenges and woes with it, and getting it under control. And I can tell you though, when you do get it under control, the feeling of success even with doing that, not only mentally, but the physical benefits of not consuming alcohol is huge. If you want to comment below, please feel free to do so. Happy to kind of share a bit more if you want to hear more, but felt I needed to do this. And big ups to my mate Glenn and Monica. This one's for you, bro. And I need to catch up with you sooner or later, mate, because I want to share a bit more with you personally. Alright, over and out, you know what to do. Click like and subscribe, and you'll get some more stuff from Daz in the coming days. Hopefully this was all made sense, and there's a little bit of inspiration for someone out there too. Cheers, peeps.